So now we're on the final page, and the last, for right now, the last responsa. This is from my Rav Zilberstein. I found this in one of these like old journals, Hebrew journal. It's quoting the Assia, Assia. And the question was, and it was about a teacher, not a teacher, a pediatric physician, whether or not she was pregnant, and about 20% of women who would be exposed to measles, they can get it. So, and it could cause miscarriages or problems with the baby. The question is, does the female pediatric doctor have to go and see the child who has measles? There's both the sakana for the doctor and for the child. So the answer is Matai Chayavim Arishayim Listakin La'atzalas Hazulas. When are you chayav or even allowed to risk yourself for others? So he brings down the Shita yerushalmi that we went over, and then he says Ulam Hasma Sefer Miras Einayim and the Radbaz that bring down the Talmud bavli that says Ein Adam Chayav Likanes L'Safik Sakana, like we mentioned, and that's based on the fact that Chayachicha Imach and Chayacha Kol Min L'Chavercha, that we learned from also the Gemara by Baba Ben Buddha and Rabbi Akiva. Ulam Siyem Hararbash Davka Imasafik Shakul L'Chayam Olamadas. Open Zen or Chayav Limsor Nafsho Aval Imasafik No Teyoter El Ha'atzala Chayav Hamatzil Likanes L'Sakana. So when the Radbaz calls it a midas, not a midas chasidus, but like a chasid shota, that's when the risks are very high. But when the risks aren't so high, then you'd be over lo tamar al damrecha. Ulechora lefizeh chayevet harofa lekanes lebeit hachol asher berov hamikrim ein ha'isha v'ubra nifkayim me'ademes v'asikirim shelo tivka gedolim yoter ma'achshashetin yazik ulam nira leshitas shulchan aruch shel Rabbi Shneur Zalman Biladi, which I didn't show. Ein adam chayev likanes afilu l'safek sakana nota yoter lahatzala. So I have to find this source, but it's in the Shulchan Aruch of Rabbi Shneur Zalman. If you find it, please let me know. He also quotes Minchas Chinuch, which I also didn't show, Mitzvah Reish Atzadi Bav, that the Lo Tamar Al Damrecha is not Nidchem Mipnei Safek Sakana B'chai B'hem. And the Mishnah Berurah does quote, based on the Gemara we saw in Bava Kama, Yesh B'Safek Sakana Lo L'Daktik B'Yoter Kot Hashamram Daktik Atzim Kach Yobol L'Dikach, right? So then he says, "Near the orze near she'en l'chayav harofa likanes lebeis hacholem me'achar b'shum isha ba'alas tas lo taskim lo likanes periona lebeis bias bo nimsam cholim ba'ademes ba'filim yaftichu kol on dalma." So it's definitely not a chiyuv on the rofe. Ein l'chayav es harofa likanes lisakin es atzma v'ulam im he wrote salis maser lahatzalas hacholem mipli lachshov ha'matz matzev ashrei chalkas. In other words, that it's not an Isser. In fact, it's like a Midas Chasidus. And it's like what's written by the Radbaz, She'en Adam Chayav L'Hakriv Ever L'man Hatzalas Chaver V'Aleim Maskim U'Muchan La'abe Ever L'Hatzalas Chaver Ashrei Chelko. So that is the statement of Rav Zilberstein when asked about this doctor going into a room with somebody with measles. I will final thing is Nishmas Avram Es Avram Ma'im Aruf Chaim L'Sakin Esasam Abti B'Chola. Gabe Harofe Atzmo Mode Hatzitel Ezer Sheyachal L'Sakin Esasam Kadei Lahatzil Chola Imachalam Mitabeket. I feel a mitzvah rabba yechasheva. So he would hold based on the Tzitz Eliezer that it is okay. V'yesh makom halachic. It's actually not only okay, it's a mitzvah rabba. V'yesh makom halachic. Kikan lo bar sharofe yidbak machlokes shel chola. Mutter lo lismoch al zeh shashem yisbarach yagin alav kizeh v'darko shalom. Lo chein b'mikra hamuva b'shaylos d'shuvas haradvaz ola dam ha'motzaz m'lusinas v'fam ki azu machnisas m'luzakana shnei tuach v'tavala v'vay shal t'ruflas. So when you're allowed to do risks, if you know that it's not definitively going to hurt you, you're allowed to put yourself. If it's leaning towards that you're going to be okay, then it's a mitzvah rabbah. But not when you go into a situation where the majority is that actually you're not going to be okay. It's not so clear if that's a mitzvah or maybe that's a midas, chassid shota in a sense. So it is worthwhile discussing. So going back to our initial question, of course, Roy Klein, he sacrificed for others. He jumped on a grenade. He was risking his life for other people. We went over all the halachic examples. Clearly, it seems that what he did, certainly al pi yerushalmi, was, midas chasidus, and even according to the bavli and all the others, the fact is, he's risking his life not only to save one person, but to save many different people. Like the Asher would say that would be special din, a special mitzvah. And we just concluded the idea of risking life for another, and you could review it, and please review the sheets in the Mari Makomos. Thank you for listening.